8-year-old girl. देखो, she was getting very, very bad urticaria. I hope you can see this on the white screen. Okay. Very, very bad urticaria. You can see this. So let's see. Let's try to study the case. 8-year-old young girl, urticaria since last 1 month. Lot of itching, lot of redness. Better by cold bathing. So better by cold bathing and urticaria, if someone tells you, it has to be very intense for you to think about remedy like apis or dalkamara. It has to be the most intense thing in the case. Don't think cold bathing ameliorate urticaria is the symptom and you give apis. Okay, that every pattern of apis has to match. This is what I want to tell you more and more. Look at more patterns, not one or two symptoms. So the child is getting a lot of itching. Even the brother had urticaria, interestingly, before this. Lot of ear pain she's getting. Lot of swelling on the face she's getting. This history, because it's a young girl, history is given by the mother. The appetite is very low. She likes salt, chocolate cakes. There is salivation at night. One peculiar thing that she said was a lot of dreams of talking in the sleep. Interesting. The mother says she talks in the sleep. I say, okay. Any dream you remember? She says, in the dream, I know one thing. I get up and I'm trying to find something. I'm trying to search. मैं कुछ ढूंढ रही हूँ. I'm trying to search. अरे 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 searching. So this is very interesting. Now I try to understand her and I try to ask her some questions about her personality, about her nature. In a young girl, it can be sometimes very difficult to understand very deep core personality, core nature, deep patterns. She talks less, um, although mixes easily with friends, not with strangers and relatives. She likes painting, she's artistic. She uses her mother's nail polish, lipstick, likes to paint. She's also affectionate. She takes care of her siblings, feeds them, and so on. So at this point, then she doesn't say anything at all. Okay. Now I'm thinking about the case a lot. That why she's not talking, what's happening. So now, because the case is not very, very clear to me to prescribe, I asked the mother, tell me about your pregnancy. And she says that, she and her husband belong to different communities. In India, this can be a little difficult when two people from different communities can get married. And this actually is not even community, it's actually different religion. So unfortunately, her family wasn't there during her like marriage and all this. And this was understandably very difficult for her. And she doesn't talk too much about her. And this caused a lot of very, very deep trauma for her. And although her pregnancy was okay, she ate everything and there wasn't um, too much of problems. Vomiting was there. But other than that, there isn't anything that she says. Teacher tends to scold her a lot. She's very emotional, very, very emotional. She can't take it if anyone can speak to her. She cannot speak up for herself and her problem. She finds it difficult to express herself. This is something that we saw during the case taking. She's not the kind of person who can express very easily. She can only share with the mother more openly. So this is the case. We don't have anything else in this case that the family or the mother is ready to share. The level of experience here is very, very low. What to do? How do we help this child? So one possibility is, yes, one of our colleague writes it could be natrum muriaticum. Now, how to analyze this case? This is very, very, the way to analyze cases is very, very artistic. How to analyze? Let's take some thoughts from our friends. Priyanka writes it could be Cilicia. Okay, interesting. Good thought process. Okay. How to how to focus your prescription? What to focus on? Pulsatilla. Okay. Carcinosin. Pulsatilla. Okay. Abandoned. Okay. Introverted. Deserted. Okay. How to analyze? This is the thing I want to see. Remedy, whatever it is, it's pulsatilla, it's whatever, natramune. I'm not talking about this, but how to analyze, how to be sure, how to be confident, how to find that exact remedy, how to be more and more confident and surer in our prescription for better results. That's why we all are together here on a Friday evening, isn't it? It's a very, very artistic thing. Very often I focus at the dreams. And in the dreams, one of the patterns is she sleeps and she talks in the sleep. So this is very important. So at a subconscious level, what probably she can't speak normally, she's talking in the sleep is interesting. And the other very interesting thing is that in the sleep, a clear symptom is she's trying to search something. She's searching. ढूंढ रही है, searching, searching, searching. Interesting. And her urticaria is somewhere related to a lot of excitement, a lot of emotions. She's close. She can't really express herself. If she's punished, things can get aggravate her. Interestingly, in mother's history during pregnancy, there was a lot of trauma and grief. And yes, she was abandoned and wasn't anything that she could really express. So you can see this pattern running throughout. So interesting, no? How how transgenerational patterns are running through. And Master Hahnemann, so many years back, understood about it. Isn't it fascinating? Doesn't it fascinate you that centuries back a man could understand this, and because of him we are understanding homeopathy? So then for me, I try to analyze the case further. And I look at the most peculiar thing is this searching and talks during sleep. So now I want to know which remedy has this. And when I now try to look at this, yes, now when I look at this and I look at the rubric talking during sleep and searching and urticaria from excitement and emotions, and I get a very interesting remedy, which is a very interesting remedy because the mother underwent a lot of grief, suppressed grief, silent grief during pregnancy. And I find a very simple but a very beautiful remedy. Of course, the beautiful remedy, Ignition. Are you able to see the artisticness behind it? Hello. You're able to see the artistic repertorization here. Say yes. But more and more you go forward, more and more you understand that mind and body is so deeply connected. And understanding mind is a very vital part of treating many, many physical ailments. But it should be taken in consideration with the physical symptom. It has to be given the right value. You know, Boger has written very beautifully in his Boger Synoptic Key. Hmm. So what did I give? I gave Ignitia 200. Very simple. Ignitia 200, two times a day for 2 days. There isn't much that I can tell you about more than this. Yes, you know the Ignitia child. Yes, Ignatia is one of the most diligent, conscientious child. You know that Ignatia is a kind of ideal child. You know that Ignatia can be a very precocious, sensitive, and very evolved child, more evolved than Pulsatilla. You know that Ignatia can be very contradictory state. That is, what is expected is absent and vice versa. Yeah. And so on. You already know about Ignatia. I'm not going to describe too much about Ignatia. One thing about Ignatia is the mother's history during Ignatia in the pregnancy would often have history of bad news and of course mental shock and emotional suppression. And one peculiarity that I often seen is that there is a lot of sweating in the face while eating in the mother. The dreams of Ignatia Priyanka is of searching. And Ignatia child can often be chilly, can often be sleepless, can often have constant salivation, and often bites cheek while eating or talking. So these are some concomitant symptoms in the children of Ignatia. And very beautifully with Ignatia, you can see her urticaria beautifully improve, and she never got urticaria after that. Um, after Ignatia, it's quite an interesting case. How we can understand very very simply. But today is a very special day because also because we are going to talk about something very special. And of course, I'm going to take some question and answers, and we are going to discuss. We have some time today, but I'm here to launch the most special, something that we are very excited to share with you is the most special course, How to Become a Master of Repertory, and learning step by step from basic to advanced repertorization techniques. We are talking about the course Rediscovering Repertory. Yes. After repeated, so many of you writing to us and discussing about the possibility of having this special course on repertory, we are coming here again. And really, we've been working a lot of back end work, and we have invited probably the world's finest clinician and the best repertory teachers that you could ever imagine. Together, we have invited Dr. Jeremy Sher. Of course, he's invited. He's going to join us. Dr. Amar Singh Nikam, Dr. Parinaz Umranwala, my teacher, Dr. Vijay Vaishnav. He's also joined us. He's going to talk about boric repertory. Many of you may not know him, but one of the finest homeopaths in India, Praful Barwalia, who's a specialist in autism and ADHD cases. He's going to share his experiences about repertory, especially Kent and other classical repertories. He's one of the finest teachers. Of course, Heiner Fry, who's also going to talk about uh, Bogart Bonninghausen and repertory. Mayuresh Mahajan, you already have heard about him, about the mind symptoms. Dr. Rasal, Dr. Gajanan, and Dr. Borkar are going to talk about pathological understanding of repertory and how to create your own repertory. Dr. Ajit Kulkarni, Dr. Luke, Dr. Vijay Krishna, who's going to talk about predictive ideas of understanding miasms and rubrics. Dr. Dinde, and so many more. We have many more uh, classical homeopaths joining us to talk about different repertories and learning of it step by step. And of course, I will also be there, and I will be talking to you about how to understand every repertory and how to master every repertory through cases. And the main idea also is that we'll be sharing cases with you for you to solve. So the idea is also how you can solve the cases. So you will be through the course at least solving 50 cases. So this is a course. It's a look at the topics, yeah? The topics that we have created, which are the you know it's a course for someone who wants to start, and it's a course for someone who's already there and who wants to really refine and go to the next level, from basic to advanced repertorization techniques, introduction and structural philosophy of different authors and repertory, conversion of patient language to rubrics, how to convert, how to understand rubrics, finding which repertory to use, when to use Kent, How to understand Nair? What about Fatak? What about Boger, Bonninghausen and characteristics repertory? What about therapeutic pocketbooks? What about Murphy repertory? Understanding mind rubrics, delirium, delusions, differentiating every remedy in the rubric. How to understand one remedy from another. Yeah. There is a rubric searching. It has arsenic also. It has Ignatia also. Ignatia is struggling, trying to find, but then gives up, accepts. Arsenic, rest cannot till things are in proper place. Constantly, are. So, how to understand different, how to find exact rubrics, how to understand the materia medica, understand many lesser known remedies, how to understand bowel nose oats through rubrics, how to understand different kingdoms, impondryblias, miasms, solving pathological cases. If there are no symptoms, then how to use boric approach, how to use Boger approach, how to use single remedy rubrics, how to use different repertories together, cross repertorization. So this is something that we are doing. It requires a lot of work. Of course, we have an amazing team with Dr. Srishti heading this with a lot of our colleagues, including Dr. Mokshada, Dr. Jaya, our entire team here together. This starts in June, um, and it is going to be Fridays and Sundays. It's 20 sessions, 30 hours. And the big advantage is that you can watch it whenever you want for 2 years. You get an access to watch it again and again and again and again and again. So I really don't have much more to say except for the fact that, of course, all the participants, all of you who are already part of our course, get a very special discount. The fees is probably less than you will spend genuinely on a day out with your friends. You can see this is the email ID you have to write, and there is an early discount for all the people who join soon. The email ID is gaurangg@gmail.com. And if you can't email, you can WhatsApp on this number 98675849002. You'll get a 2 year access to watch it again and again. You'll also get so it's also a certificate course, so you will get a certificate also. You'll also be joining a WhatsApp group where you will be studying and solving cases daily.